Hello everyone, my name is Jia Choi. I come actually yesterday from South Korea to Istanbul. I mean the day before yesterday, and Adana is my first time. It's my honor to be here as a part of the festival, the beautiful Adana Gastronomy Festival. I first like to thank Ebru for having me here. And today I'm going to introduce about Korean cuisine, plus how Korea promoted our nation as a gastronomy destination or foodies destination. So gastronomy as a key factor in branding South Korea is the theme of my presentation. Let's start now. Before starting, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm a chef, and I'm also consulting my government how to promote our food and our culture, food culture abroad. And I'm doing this, like cooking classes, gastronomy tours. I thought that Istanbul and Adana would be a wonderful place to do a gastronomy tour. I think Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, Asian people would love to come, fly more than 10 hours to enjoy your beautiful culture. This is my content. What is Korean cuisine? I'm going to talk about Korean barbecue. Turkey have beautiful barbecue culture. I found the similarities and the different things, so I'm going to talk about this. Do you know kimchi? Have you maybe eaten kimchi? I'm going to talk a little bit about kimchi, how Korean meal consists, and the challenges and new trends that are happening in my country. This is the traditional table setting that maybe you have seen in Korean drama or in advertisement of Korean tourism board. We don't eat like this every day, and this is considered more like a king's table setting. We have lots of, maybe we call it banchan. Maybe you might understand better than other country people because you have meze. So it's sort of side dishes, main dishes all together. We sit down on the floor and enjoy it. This is a very traditional style of dining. We don't eat like this every single day anymore. Then, what is Korean style barbecue? I think most countries enjoy barbecue. Some of the countries, they have their own characteristics to enjoy the barbecue. Turkey, I didn't know that you had so many different types of kebab and meat dishes. I'm really amazed about your food culture. In Korea, as you can see, one of the characteristics is we like to cook everything in the middle of the table, as you can see over here. So we Koreans think that once cooked in the kitchen, served to the table, is not so tasty or the temperature is not perfect. So we normally do like that. And another characteristic is, for example, beef. We don't eat much lamb compared to you. We just have a little portion of all part of the beef. So I would say charcoal or utensil customized to grill the barbecue at the table is one thing. And the different cuts and varieties of the beef or chicken, we enjoy like that. And cook the meat at the table. And of course, kimchi. So kimchi comes every single time. But I'm going to talk about kimchi and how can Koreans eat kimchi every single day without getting tired of it. When eating barbecue, we eat some. I don't know if you have seen this kind of thing in Korean movie drama. It's a wrap. It's do-it-yourself wrap. So with your hands, you put the meat, you put whatever side dish that you like on the leaf, wrap it, and then eat it. So just put a little bit of samjang, which is a dipping sauce, in it. So it's a very healthy way of eating the meat. But I came to know that I visited many countries, but Turkey is one of the countries that eats the vegetable the most. You have beautiful fresh vegetables, and it's not only meat. So you eat meat healthy as Koreans do. So no dressing for the lips. And we traditional in food culture, Koreans say, keep the ratio 7:3. Then what is 7? 7 means vegetable based. It can be kimchi, can be the sum, the wrap, anything, the cucumber. And another 3 includes carb, like rice. We do eat more rice. Or protein, which can be meat. We eat lots of tofu. So the golden ratio, 7-3, is something that government promote to make people healthy, have a healthy diet. And we have a traditional style, but with the development of the machine, and the meat menu has diversified a lot. Like bulgogi. Bulgogi is a marinated, thinly sliced beef and then cooked on the table like this. It's a very famous national Korean food as well. And it's stir-fried, marinated. In the middle, it's called tteokgalbi, which was king's food. But I figured that out, that it's sort of, you have kebab in different format. So we make like a different shape like that. And now I'm going to talk a little bit of kimchi. I came this morning, and I was amazed to see and try so many different types of olive and olive oil. And kimchi, maybe you associate just the first one, the cabbage kimchi. But actually, there are more than 100 different types of kimchi. And everything is seasonal. And as you can see, even with tomato, we can make kimchi. So coming here, I suddenly thought that you have beautiful olive. Maybe I want to make olive kimchi later. It's bitter, salty, so I have to think how I'm going to remove that characteristic taste and make it even delicious making kimchi. Okay, so what is kimchi? Most people think or experience only spicy kimchi. But actually, the kimchi from ancient long ago means salted, soak vegetables in salt water. This is because we do have 4 distinct seasons. Very hot and humid summer. In winter, it goes below 10 Celsius degree, which is very cold. And long time ago, no fresh vegetables. But people still need vitamin C from the food. That was the beginning of making kimchi. So, to preserve the vegetables in Korean style, we use seasonal vegetables. So this kind of kimchi is only a few popular kimchi that we eat in Korea. This might be better. Thank you very much. As you can see, there is a white kimchi made with no chili. And there is a kimchi made with white radish. It's like a cold soup. Maybe you didn't experience those kind of soup. And kimchi is one of the food that is eaten from northern part, North Korea to south. So literally everybody eats kimchi. And Korea is going from summer to autumn. And what we eat the most at home during summer is cucumber kimchi, because cucumber is considered summer vegetable. Again, whatever that is fresh, inexpensive, and seasoned is the most delicious. Then we make kimchi, except for the leaves that has too much moisture. So as you can see, that is the first one is the kimchi with the radish daikon and the oyster. The second, green onion kimchi, and other kimchi that I explained. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about kimchi. If you happen to come maybe in October, this month, or late until November, this is the landscape of the farm. They farm all the Napa cabbage. Some of the mountains is covered with, it looks like a green flower, but it's all Napa cabbage. That's because we consume a lot. And I developed the kimchi trail. I think you can develop something like that in Turkey. And these are the ingredients for the Napa cabbage kimchi, for example. The first step, we have to remove the liquid as much as possible from the vegetable. So the first stage is salt the cabbage. So put 10% of the salt in water and then put overnight. And then the second one, prepare all the stuffing. This is the white radish julienne. Put pepper in there, add a little bit of salt. And Korea is not a big country like Turkey, but local food is well developed, which means that We use, every local use different types of fish sauce or seasoning. And then the fermentation. We insert the stuffing between the cabbage leaves and then the ferment. I didn't know that this corona situation would last this long. And due to these circumstances, people are more alert, pay more attention on health issues, not by taking more pills or medicine, but prevent by having health diet. And kimchi has lots of, if you eat kimchi, not a lot, but small portion every day, it can improve your immune system, and also has lots of lactobacillus, vitamin C, vitamin K. So that is why it is considered superfood, and it's getting more popularity than a decade ago. Okay, now let me explain. A little bit interesting. I'm going to talk about the lifestyle, creative changes and adaptation. So a long time ago, when I was a kid, Korea, I live in Seoul. Most people lived in a single house, and every Korean house has a garden, small, big. But these days, Seoul is centralizing. Many people are, coming from the countryside to live, and they're moving to the apartment. More people live in an apartment. So the picture over there is a traditional way of keeping kimchi during winter time. We put the kimchi jar in the ground, and then eat until early spring. So which means once we make kimchi late autumn, we eat that kimchi for 4 to 5 months. But these days, we don't have a garden anymore. Some people do, to keep kimchi like that. So I don't know if you have about this fancy. Guess what it is? Of course, the right one is the winery, the keeping the wine. But on the left side is a small kimchi refrigerator. So in the late 1980s, Korean company like Mando, Samsung, LG, they developed a refrigerator that fits kimchi, which means that why kimchi separate? Some people ask, is it because of the bad smell? No. The reason is same as wine cellar, different temperature. If you keep kimchi properly, which is just above the freezing point, near 0 Celsius degree, it keeps years. So it's very well fermented and it's tasty. So most Korean families has this kind of kimchi refrigerator recently. So as lifestyle changes, the food culture changes as well, which is very interesting. And one thing that I want to introduce to you for the last about the kimchi is that why kimchi is so popular, issue, is because kimchi can be eaten as it is, but once it's well fermented. And the kimchi fermentation, we don't add like yeast, it's natural fermentation. Anything, just air, time, and temperature makes a fermentation. And it's perfect, it's good for your health as well. When the kimchi is fermented, in Korea we say, never throw away rice and kimchi. It's gonna get a little bit sour. It's finally perfect to make stir fry. We do make kimchi dumpling, kimchi savory pancake. On the tofu, stir-fried kimchi like kanape. So it's very versatile. It can be used in many different ways. I would say if you haven't tried or if you're not a big fan of kimchi, first try cooked kimchi. Maybe you like more than fresh kimchi. Once you get used to it, then maybe you'll like more kimchi. Okay, I think this is a bit exaggerated. In the countryside of Korea, they make lots of kimchi before winter comes. Once I go back to my country a few days ago, in late November, I promised with my mom to make this year large quantity of kimchi so that we don't have to make kimchi until next April. So we're going to make 80 heads of Napa cabbage of kimchi, and with my mom, my sister, we're going to make 5 different types of kimchi. In the countryside, the preparation is going to look like this. And Korean government, this is called the kimjang. Kimjang means a big quantity, making a big quantity of kimchi before winter comes. And it was listed in UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity in 2015. So that is what government is trying to do. And now, I think kimchi is more known worldwide. Let me talk more about kimjang because it's very important. Making a year's worth kimchi. As I mentioned, when the weather gets colder, every year on the news, they announce kimjang index, which means, for example, 4 members of family, this year is going to take about 4,000 liter. And every year that we say, oh, the ingredients go up. This year in Asia, there were lots of rain. So everybody's worrying because the kimjang index is going to get higher. So kimchi is a single food, but there is a culture, and this culture makes a very meaningful and interesting things. And it affects in many other lifestyle and in society. Okay, so it's written like that. But these days, not everybody makes kimchi from the scratch at home. As you can see, more people, Koreans consume almost 40 kilograms of kimchi a year, and less people are making kimchi compared to long before. Talking about food, we can't just separate. Food can be spoken as a nutrition, science, but I think culture is very important. In Northeast Asia, especially in Korea, we are, regardless of religion, this is not a religion, more like a lifestyle, Confucian. So we have a philosophy of sharing plenty. So Confucian influence on Korean food has a strong relationship with eating, food culture, dining etiquette, and due respect is, in Korea, it's not a woman, ladies first, it's elderly first, which comes from the Confucian long time ago. We still have a root for that. If you take a subway in Seoul, there is a place for the elderly people and pregnant women. And then why Korea is putting lots of effort to promote kimchi? Because kimchi we were eating from long time ago. Is because we need a Korean identity, and the Korean government wants to make a soft power. The soft power comes from culture. It's not a money thing, right? It's an image of the country, image of the city. So kimchi works as a soft power. So further urbanization and industrialization may decrease. The number of Koreans who make their own kimchi from the scratch may be reduced. And eventually, why soft power is important, why this kind of thing is so important, eventually is because we can export, of course, the food and promote the culture and send the chefs. So everything is related in one chain. That is why we are doing all these kind of efforts. And luckily, I don't know in Turkey, but Korean food is trending worldwide, especially in a big city, but it's getting used in many different ways as like, I don't know, I was because I'm Korean, eating kebab with kimchi would taste wonderful. I don't know if you agree with me. And the younger chefs are trying more interesting things, and that is me participating the Kimchi Festival, making lots of kimchi. Okay, that was my presentation about Korean food, Korean barbecue. Thank you very much. Thank you.